What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Rimworld. We're going to be checking this out one more time because the 18 beta just dropped, which I think is going to provide us with a lot of fun. It expanded the game out quite a bit and gave us some new options for how we want to play the game, added in some extra elements that I think you're all going to be interested in. Rimworld, I firmly believe, is the next best place to go after you get done with Dwarf Fortress. It's probably one of the only well-made colony simulators out there after Dwarf Fortress where it's got a lot of stuff to do, it's silky smooth and polished, everything in the UI is fantastic. This is the game I would recommend if you're into colony simulators. And so let's get this thing started off. Let's start a new colony. Interestingly enough, what's nice about this build is that actually this has been the announcement from Tynan Sylvester where he said, we're coming up on the final development build, which is an interesting thing to hear about Rimworld, having watched it now for 2 or 3 years, since the earliest alphas when there was really almost nothing to do inside of the game till now, and watching it develop. That's crazy to think that the game's going to be out pretty soon, like in its final version. We've got a couple of different scenarios we can do here. We can go Crash Landed, we can go Lost Tribe, or we can go Rich Explorer. I don't like Lost Tribe, and let me explain to you why. Their research just takes too long. I find that with the Lost Tribe, you have 5 people. You should be able to fight off most threats pretty easily, especially if you're actively bringing new people into your tribe. But their research takes forever, and so I end up feeling like I spend a ton of time doing nothing, just waiting for time to pass so that they can catch up with the rest of modern society, and it takes a long time, and I don't think it's very compelling for like a video gameplay. Like, I really sincerely don't, unless you mod the research to go at a normal speed. Like, it's alright. I've done it a couple times because I do like tribal games, but it just wasn't, I don't know, it's not my speed, so I would avoid it for a YouTube series. Crash Landed is the standard start. This is how the game has always been. This is where it goes from if you wanted to play just the basic experience. You start with 3 survivors, and you got to make it work on a planet. The Rich Explorer is new, which came out with, I think, Alpha 16 or Alpha 15, where you start with one guy who has amazing gear and amazing starting stuff. But he starts out crazy rich, but he's all by himself, which means if anything goes wrong and he gets blown up or he gets a disease or whatever, he's going to struggle a little bit. I think that it's interesting enough to do the Rich Explorer, so that's what I'm going to do. And then we're going to put this on Cassandra Classic Rough, just so we can keep this thing all nice and tied down. We will randomize our seed right here, and one said lubricant. That was kind of interesting. I wish I got lubricant. Now I'm just disappointed that I don't have lubricant. Encampment is fine. Generate 50% of the planet. Let's go! Alright, so there's our planet. One thing you might notice that I've never noticed before, I haven't played the game in a while though, is that they're naming stuff now. We got the Free Nose Sea, we got the Beard Nose Rainforest. Apparently they all seem to be nose related. White Falcon Desert. Okay, we've got the Rabbit Lip Hills. I want to be in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the Splatty plays today. So I guess, I don't know, Beard Nose Rainforest sounds whack. I don't know if I want that. The Banser Rainforest. Okay, that sounds pretty good. I could do that. I like being on roads. Where's a road? Ooh, that looks solid right there. Just around the river bend in a tropical rainforest. That's my spot right there. I like it. We'll do it. We're right next to the Hater Ocean, and so, you know, if the haters try to come for us, we'll give them that bzz, bzz, bzz from the plasma rifle. Now we got to make our characters. So this is new right here with the new alpha. These are people that I think were on the ship with you when it crashed, and they can be scattered all over the planet. I'm not really sure how this all works, but I'm curious to find out. I really sincerely am. I'm not too informed about what this does. People on the stream, I just streamed this about 20 minutes ago, in fact. Not today when the video goes live, but as of the time of recording this, I quit streaming about 20 minutes ago, and people in stream said that this has something to do with like emergent storyline or something like that later on. People you can run into or find across the planet. Pretty cool stuff. We need to randomize our character. When you're starting out, a smoke leaf dependence, huh? In exchange for that smoke leaf dependence, you get pretty solid stats. She can't grow smoke leaf though, which means I don't have a lineup on getting the things she needs in order to be happy. Smoke leaf is not that hard, but I think you need 5 growing for it. These guys over here, let's have a look around. I would like to have a pretty well-rounded character. If we're going to start out by ourselves, we want to make sure we have strong shooting and strong medicine first and foremost. If we have those 2 things, it's not too bad. We've got an elderly gent over here who's pretty good at stuff, but I don't know if I want to take on a whole lot of bite scars and things like that at the beginning of the game because they will feed him like constant pain so that he's always in a bad mood. He'll be like me. He'll always be in a bad mood. Let's see here. This lady looks like she's a pretty satisfying character aside from the fact that she's got bad social. And she's got bad social, which means she actually can't recruit other people. So the only people we'll be able to take into the colony are other people who actually actively join us. So I guess I would leave that alone. Wow, she's really good too. We have a lot of characters in here that are coming up that are looking super rad. I like a lot of them. but we need to avoid not having social skills. We need to be able to recruit other people to our cause about as rapidly as possible. Not that terrible of a starting character. All things considered, I think this girl might be the one that we want to go with. She has a bite scar on her right leg, so that's going to cause her a little bit of pain and slow her down a little bit. She's a psychopath, which means she doesn't care if she shoots people, butchers them, takes their livers, and sells them on the market. Not bad. She can't really do anything else, but she was a labor camp orphan, so she lost her parents in an industrial accident and grew up in a labor camp. Yikes. And then as an adult, she was an enforcer of the law in an ancient herb world. Not herb as in smoke, smoke, puff, puff. Herb as in like urban world. And so I guess she was kind of like Judge Dredd. Kind of badass right there. Basically, we have Judge Dredd lady. So we're going to take her. Her name is going to be, instead of Sky Lorne, I think we're going to name her 4. There we go. Sounds good to me. Let's start the game off. Alright, so the neuro simulations, holo games, and free orgies were never enough for you. Free orgies, man. No money spent. You wanted more. The grit and consequence of real life, like they talk about in the history books. You wanted to know what real challenge and consequence feel like. Now, after a journey of decades in crypto sleep, you're landing in this unknown Rimworld. Real consequences will await you. Of course they will. So we've landed next to a whole bunch of cassowaries. That's one of my favorite animals. I like cassowaries. They're kind of cool. They're kind of cool little critters. So here we are. We've got to kind of hope that we don't end up with malaria. We've landed with our Scotty dog, Tasia. We've also got our rifle right there. Go ahead and equip that. We've got a pulse rifle, which puts us pretty head and shoulders above the competition, if I do say so myself. We should be. I know I don't have to say that because I already said it myself, but, you know, I'm going to say it again because I can. Say it again! I'm going to say it again because I can. All right? Well, let's take a look at the topography. Let's see what we got going on here. We don't have a lot of crazy stuff happening. We got a bunch of monkeys up there. That's kind of crazy. That's a little crazy. We don't have any spots over here that I think are going to make amazing cover points. This right here is not terrible, this little roundabout right here, but it's full of elephants, unfortunately. And nobody likes elephants. I love elephants. That's a lie. That's a giant lie. I just lied to you, and I'm so sorry, Nerd Castle. This would be a nice little shielded area that we could set up our camp in. It lacks geothermal power, which is these little land anuses over here, but it still looks kind of nice to me, so maybe that's where I'll set it up. We're all by our lonesome for right now. Yeah, I'm thinking either right here with this at our back, and then we kind of just wall it off and do what we got to do, or this right here where we can build small walls on either side, force the enemy to come at us from this side a lot of the time. Either or would be good. This area right here, I'm a little bit nervous about the lack of geothermal, although there is some right there, but that's well outside the reach of what we can actively get to, so maybe I'll go down here where we've got like freely accessible geothermal power. Maybe that's what I'll do. We need to start out by chopping some trees. Now, we don't want to overdo it with our orders for right now because we only have the one person. I'm going to tell her to go ahead and chop down some trees over here. We should have plenty of wood to get the work done that we want to do. She has a passion for working, apparently. I'll do manual priorities for right now. Crafting can go off. Tailoring can go off. Smithing can go off. Pretty much everything else I'm going to leave to do its own thing. The other thing that we would want to do is let's go ahead and click on our character and her health. We want to enable self-tending so that she can give herself her own medical care just in case. What are those right there? Clivias? What's a clivia? Does it taste good? I wonder if you can eat it. You can probably eat it. I bet you can eat it. Eat it. Gotta get the clivia, eat it. All right, so we've done that right there. Let's go ahead and speed the game on up so that she goes and does that. And once we've got ourselves a nice little supply of wood, and she's gotten a little bit better. As you do activities, you will see that your character becomes better at those activities. So, for example, right now she's leveling up her growing because she's interacting with plants. These will go up over time. Sky is steadfast. That means she's mentally tough and won't break. That's fantastic. She's pretty, and so people like her automatically. And then Psychopath. She's fine with killing people. She has all-around great stats. In all fairness, she's a fantastic character. She's really, really good, aside from the fact that she can't really do anything intellectual. So that would be the downshot to bringing her along. But you know what? We're in the jungle, man. Ain't no room for intellect out here. This is muscle. This is that gorilla work out here, getting it. That looks like water right there. So that's going to be like swampland right there, I think. That's marshy soil. Okay. All right. And we probably want to go somewhere up like right here if we want to make that work. I mean, chances are, I didn't realize this was going to be marshy right here and I wasn't going to be able to build on it. I learned that the hard way, but let's just build ourselves a little jungle hut, shall we? We'll make like a little hut over here. We'll just make that like a Oh, I don't know. We'll make it into a hut. How's that sound? We'll make it into like an actual hut-looking thing. So we'll go like that right there. And then this looks okay. That's going to be too thin. That's going to be way too thin. Somebody put our hut on a diet. Somebody put our hut on a diet. And then like to round it out a little bit, what we'll do is we'll go like that right there. We'll go like that right there. And then to make it a little bit more hut-like, we'll go like that right there. There we go. That looks pretty hut-like. Seems hut-like enough for me. Go ahead and get it all started. We're going to speed the game on up. We probably want to get a bed built by the time this goes through, although it's not as like mandatory as it used to be. It used to be a lot more mandatory that you'd have to get moving about as fast as possible to get your beds made and things like that. But for right now, no biggie. We'll get stuff done. We'll knock things out. We'll chop down some trees. She's going to go over and grab wood, giggity, in order to make this work. And so, you know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Got to do what you got to do. I was hoping it would leave a little gap right there at the end. A little bit of a bummer that it's not doing that aesthetically, but we'll give her some time to get this built. Well, nighttime has fallen and she still hasn't completed constructing a house. I don't blame her because, like, I don't know. If you told me to construct a house from scratch, from the discarded limbs of trees, I don't know if I could pull that off in one day either. There are some downsides to the way that this constructed. Namely, that she didn't do the diagonal blocks right there. That's been something that characters have not done for a long time in Rimworld. Then she's going to sleep out in the rain with the mosquitoes buzzing about her face. Dude, I hate mosquitoes so much. I live in a swamp. That's where I live. I live in the swamp runoff from San Francisco Bay. And, like, it's, there's a lot of bugs out here, man. There are serious quantities of bugs when you live in a swamp. Like, you think you know, but unless you've lived in a swamp, you don't know. There's so many. You walk outside and there'll be like 10 mosquitoes on you instantly. You got to wear long sleeves even when it's hot because everything's all marshy and bungy and gross. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. She's going to get that done right there. I think what I would like for her to do, there we go, get some more tree bits that we can use right there. And then as far as our structure goes, we're going to put in a wall right there and a wall right there. I think this house is going to be fine, just fine. We're a little bit behind the curve right now. I'd like to speed this up ever so slightly. I'm going to force her to chop down trees in here so we can get a little bit more building materials. And then once she's chopped all the trees out of her house, we're going to have her clear this out and actually put in a plank floor. Once she puts in a plank floor, how much wood do we have? Like 42? That's probably not going to be enough. I think a lot of the woods that are out here too are going to be super porous. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of dense wood in the jungle. Is there? Or is most of the wood like really porous and cork-like? Oh no. We want to install floors, though. So put in some wood floors right there. We need 120-something wood in order to make that work. No biggie, no foul. Make it happen, lady. Can't have you sleeping on open jungle floor. You got all kinds of caterpillars and all kinds of weird-ass creepy crawlies in there. It's just not a good look. I don't like it. I don't like it one tiny bit. She should be leveling up her construction skill slowly. She's not very good at it, but, you know, she'll have to figure it out. We got a little bit of wood stored up there. Walking through the jungle is going to make traversing the terrain very difficult, so keep that in mind about jungle playthroughs. All this undergrowth and everything else like that can be a pain in der booty. We got a few more logs right there. Let's go ahead and take these up top, and we will drop those off. Bam, bam, bomb. Chop them trees down. Get those things up and out of here. I want you to live in reasonable comfort. I think that we can expect that from, you know, survival in this environment. And then from there, we're going to go to the furniture menu, and we're going to drop in a wooden bed in the corner, just to make her life a little bit more comfortable. We probably won't be able to sleep in a bed tonight, I don't think. I don't know what she's doing. She's off wandering because I didn't set up her work priorities. So let's set up the work priorities right there. I usually add a couple hours of sleep, a couple of hours of joy time, and then bam, little bit of work time. 4 should be able to throw down with the best of them, however. If we take a look at her skills, when we get attacked, she is a skilled professional killer. And so with a gun, she should be pretty good for hunting and all those other little functions you might want to do along the way. She's got all the skills that I want her to have, and frankly, she has a passion in just about everything, which makes our lives a little bit easier as well. So I think we're set for a pretty good playthrough. She's up in the morning right now. She's probably going to chop this tree down right here, hopefully, and finish off the floor maybe. You want to finish off the floor? There you go. Get that thing up and out of there. I want you to have a bed by tonight. She needs defenses. We're not going to have defenses for a little while. Defenses are kind of a later on concern. I mean, I would get them probably before the end of your first year, but as of like your second day, third day. Don't really need it. So there's our bedroom right there. It's looking pretty good. We've got these little slats right here for heaters and for coolers, which will be really nice. I'm going to task her with chopping down a few more trees. And then once we've got that done, we're going to start moving some of our goodies inside into stockpiles. It's going to take her a while to haul that, and so we may actually skip over that portion of the game. But as soon as we've got like trees out of the way, I think life will be a little bit better. I just need to have some more wood supplies so that we can make with the construction. There we go. All the trees are down, so now she's just doing cleanup work, which means she has nothing else in her queue for the moment. The next thing that I would queue her up for is to make kind of a large storage structure. I don't care how she do it, but she need to do it. I would probably put it like right here, a little bit spaced. We'll put it out like so. And so I'm going to go 2 to a side. We'll go 7 right there. A little bit right there. Maybe we'll go out by 3 on each side. That sounds alright, because then I can do like some weird stuff. I like to make my buildings weird. I don't know if that's how you are when you play games like this, but I like to play around with different little building designs. So there's another little hut right there. I think that looks pretty good, and to keep it in theme with everything else, we'll go like that right there. And then we will put in a doorses right there. That looks pretty solid. I like it. I like it a lot. She should be able to get it done pretty shortly. I don't know how good she is at building. Not that great. Not that great at building. So she's going to have some failures along the way. She's probably about as good at building. I think a 4 means that she's like a amateur, a practicing amateur or something like that. I love how there's little ratings of your skills in this game. So if you go to construction right there, it says she's somewhat familiar with building. So all right. You know, maybe she has like a handyman level kind of how buildings are constructed and all that kind of stuff. Either way, that's good enough. We have a visitor coming in over here. There's someone named Lusa Borba who has some items to trade. That's not really going to help me out that much because I haven't had a chance to stockpile my goods yet, and you can only sell things that are in your stockpile. I've actually never done a jungle in this game, so this is actually a pretty fun. This is a pretty fun little playthrough for me. I've done things in the snow, I've done things in the forest, I've done things in the desert, I've done things in the dunes. Never done a jungle playthrough, and all the time I have played this game, never done a jungle playthrough, so I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I could talk to her for right now, but frankly, we're not going to be able to do anything anyways. We're not going to be able to buy or sell anything because we haven't stockpiled any of our stuff. So I'll just let her pass. I will let her pass. And I know that makes it sound like she's going to die, but I promise she's not going to. I promise she's not going to. We're back up early in the morning. Got to build a house. So here it is. Build this thing over here. Very nice. Going together nicely. We'll see how the flooring goes in just a minute. That's the part you got to be worried about is can she install the flooring. So there we go. We got a little bit more wood out of that section right there. How much wood am I sitting on right now? 87 wood is beneath me. Yes, I know. There's a joke in there. I'm not going to do it, though. I am that kind of YouTuber, but I'm tired. Frankly, I'm just tired. There's been too many wood jokes on this channel over too many years, and I feel like we're just setting a dangerous precedent, so I'm going to ignore it. Keep chopping down them trees. Keep doing your thing. And there it is. Chop down some trees so we can get the stuff that we need for flooring right here. I like to take things nice and slow in this game. I don't tend to worry about much. I've played a lot of Rimworld. I don't die very often. I do die sometimes, but I don't die very often. I have a lot of self-sustainable colonies that kind of just do whatever they want at this point. And so I've got that under my belt. I don't tend to, panic too much about getting things done because I know how to deal with most of the problems in the game. And so it's like, just kind of keep things going. There it is right there. Yep. Put in some flooring for me, please, so that everything's looking nice and especial. It is fairly wood intensive, putting in constructed floors. How close is she to hitting her 5th level right there? Not that far, but she got about 1,500 XP from assembling all this stuff, and so she's not that far out. She's not that far out. She does continue because she's not very good at crafting. What you're seeing right here is occasionally she will fail at crafting things on the floor. That's because her crafting skill is not good enough, and so she made basically a D&D style roll to craft the thing, and she failed the roll. She shouldn't fail it too much unless she's doing complicated stuff like circuitry and like big buildings and things of that nature. There is an angry-ass animal coming for us. What kind of angry-ass animal? A local monkey done lost its shit. Okay, get up here and get ready for the monkey. Shoot the monkey. There it is. Monkey's already down. 1 laser blast, and that monkey was dealt with. Bad day to be a monkey. A good day to be a 4. Inside of here, we are going to put in a zone that's going to be our stockpile. So what I like to do here is we'll just go like that. And then inside this storage zone, we will say that no rotten, no foods. We will say manufactured goods, raw resources, no. Items, weapons, apparel. And that's pretty good. I'll take that. That sounds good to me. And so that means when she's got some downtime, she should start hauling things into there. The other thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have a centralized stockpile for a lot of our goodies. You can see her taking that inside. A lot of things deteriorate when you click on stuff. If it says it's deteriorating due to being unroofed, well, you know you got to put that under a roof. Otherwise, after a while, it'll just disappear and rot. You can't have it, especially if you're in a jungle environment. There might be a bit too much rotting going on. Let's go ahead and I'll clear out this next row of trees down here tomorrow. It'll probably take a little while, but I think it's worth it. How much food do I have? 27 packaged survival meals. You know what? Put food in here for right now. I give you permission to put food in there for right now. It's not what I want to do, but, you know, one thing at a time. And then opposite of this, what I would like to do is we're going to put in a stockpile zone right here. In fact, I may just increase the size of that to make it look a little bit better. And this right here is going to be for raw resources, and raw resources only. I would also take... no, we can't put chunks in there, never mind. They won't use them for crafting, right, if I put chunks in there. And so we'll try to get all this stuff in and out of the sun either today or tomorrow so that it'll be useful. But for right now, we got a whole lot of tree chopping to do, so I'll get back with you when that's all done. All right. And so about midway through our tree chopping, we got somebody, a drifter named Satsuki Kiryuin, called us from nearby. She's being chased by pirates and begs for safety. Biologically, she's 62 years old. Be warned, if you accept, you got to fight some pirates. I will offer safety, and hopefully she's not an asshole. Our faction will be called the Nerd Castle, and then our city will be called, oh, I don't know, Big Blunt Hills. There we go. Perfect. Big Blunt Hills. Kira Ewan looks like she walks kind of slow. She might not be able to outrun the pirates, so we may have to go and help her. Let's go up this way. Let's make sure she keeps running. Never stop. Her health is probably bad. Yep, she's got a bad back. I was going to say she's moving really slowly. So my assumption is she's actually not in good health. As far as her skills go, what is she good at? She actually makes a pretty good all-around character. Pretty good all-around character. I'll take it. She's not a fighter, but, you know, she does what she's got to do. She does what she's got to do. Getting up here with 4 is going to be very, very tough. And so you melee attack David. You're okay at melee. It'll give you some level ups if nothing else. I don't believe anybody should stand there and just not defend themselves while they're getting whooped on. And so she is already down. Oh, they're going to kidnap her. Yeah, that's the downside to getting somebody with a bad back, unfortunately, is they can't outrun these dudes. He's going to walk kind of slowly, though. So I might be able to go get him. Ah, no, he's going to make it off the map first. Yep, made it off the map, little bastard. Okay, well, that's a good event that we missed out on simply based on the fact that she was too sick to actually escape her captors. Not a good look. Not a good look. Not a thing that we wanted to happen this early on in the game, but that's part of Rimworld, is you take the upset and the heartache and you kind of just move forward. We got some more trees to chop, and so frankly, that wasn't even worth our notice right there. We should have just left that alone. I'm going to give her some time to haul some things and, like, move them around and make sure that they're not in the rain. I don't think you want an MRE that's been sitting there in the rain for a long time, although I assume it'll probably be fine. I don't know. The thing you got to worry about I've had MREs before. Those things give you diarrhea like a bastard, dude. Those things are awful. The enchilada ones are okay. But, like, I don't know. My buddy brought a whole bunch of them back when he got out of the military. He liked them. He's always eating them and then complaining about how he's constipated. I'd be like, well, stop eating so many MREs, bro. You eat them all the time. And he's like, yeah, but they're so good. And I'm like, all right, then. Well, whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. I'm just saying, if it's affecting your constitution like that, maybe you want to let that go for a little bit. You know, try some of that frozen action out. It's going to take us a little bit to reorganize the base, but that's all right. I would prefer that she get that done now rather than later. And so I'm just going to let her do that thing today so that everything she needs in order to build her base is close at hand for when we start the serious construction. We're also going to want to start to get some plants growing. I don't think she's very good at growing. No, she's not. She's not. She's got a 5 in growing, but she's got a passion for it. So she can grow everything up to marijuana, which is smoke leaf. And then everything after that, she's not going to be able to grow strawberries, I don't think. And I don't think she'll be able to grow heel root, because heel root is on 8 skill, I think, is when you can grow that heel root. And so we'll leave that alone for right now. What I'll try to do probably is I'll expand down this area, and then I'll try to probably make like a choke zone kill box right there. The AI has changed in between the alphas. The AI now will come to your base, and if it can't directly see any of your colonists, what they'll do is they'll hang out around the outside of your base and just light shit on fire. Whereas before, they would come to see if they could fight anybody, and then if they wandered around for a little bit, then they would go burn stuff. Now they'll actually prioritize burning stuff if you don't directly face them right at the beginning of the fight. So keep that in mind as well. Getting all that wood gathered up right there. Yeah, looking good. That's right, you store that wood, lady. You store it. Get that done. Can't nobody tell you what to do with your life. Nice work. So all the wood's all stored up. We got 675 wood. That's enough for us to keep on moving. We want to future-proof. We want to start building houses for other people if we can. And so I would do just like a little house over here. Just like, you know, something like that. A little fiver in between. A little bit of that right there. Maybe a little bit of that. Yeah, it looks all right. That'll work. Ooh, can't build in that little swampy area right there. Well, never mind then. Cancel it. There's a tiny little puddle right there that's getting in the way. Those damn puddles. They just can't let me have anything. Puddles. The great enemy of our people. I'll probably want to keep that clear for geothermal. We'll just rearrange it like so. That's fine. We can just do it down here. No biggie. Normally that'd be a little frustrating, but I'm feeling kind of good right now, so I'm not going to stress about what we got going on. So there's another building for us right there. I don't know what happened with this side. I think I went in, did something stupid right there. But you know what? I said I was going to build weird buildings the whole time. So you know what, damn it? We're going to build some weird buildings. I'm not going to worry about what they look like on the outside. Little structures right there to keep us out of the wind. This place down here is going to be the starting point for some of our industry, like cooking food and things of that nature. However, not right now. Not right now, because we are unfortunately... Ooh, a raid. I was going to say we're out of time, but we got to fight a guy named Kaloon. Kaloon the Raider, and he's headed straight for us. Kaloon the Raider's about to have a terrible day. Kaloon the Raider doesn't know what he's walking into. Kaloon the Raider's about to catch some serious laser fire. Ooh, we've been shot. That's unfortunate. There we go. Yep, put some rounds on this dude. There you go. Ooh, we've been shot twice. That's no good. How are we being outshot by this scum? You're supposed to be a skilled expert. What is he? Is he a skilled expert? He's pretty good at shooting. That would explain a lot. He's pretty damn good at it. I could run up for the flank right now, or I could run inside of a building, force him to come to me, but I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. There's another hit off right there. Hoping we can drop the dude before this gets too out of hand. We do have Glitter World medicine, so it's not really that big of a deal. We should be able to heal just about any wound that comes up. There we go. He's down. I'm going to turn this into a prisoner bed. We are going to capture him. He's a raider. He's got an auto pistol, which is a pretty good weapon. It's a pretty solid little weapon. And then on top of her, I'm going to tell her to prioritize tending to herself in just a moment. But drop him off in the med bed first. How wounded are you? Left leg and right leg. So she's got a couple of little wounds in there, but it's not too bad. Perfect. Kalayoon. And then for you, prioritize tending to yourself so that you'll go use medicine. Glitter World medicine basically fixes just about whatever ails you. It's like it's basically like a rating 6 med kit in Shadowrun. It's like it's a self-contained hospital, essentially. It plugs into your body, you interface with it, and then like machines do all the work for you. So it can really help out if you're not very good at medical stuff. For now, we're out of time for the day. I will see you all next time. Thank you for stopping on in. Hi do, everybody, and I will see you when next we meet for some more Rimworld Alpha 18. Bye, everybody.